Hey folks, this is the central burying ground here. This is on the end of Boston Common. You can actually see one of the well-known people who was buried here. And I think this was the fourth oldest cemetery or burial ground in Boston. See, this is 1754. Take a look here and see. I don't see any chain link fences here in this one, so we can take a close look at some of these tombstones. Memory of Mary Mumford, wife of Theo Mumford, or Thomas Mumford, who died March 3rd, 1803, aged 21 years. Memory of Joseph Sprague, who died in the 17th, this is 1800. He was paid age 45. Some of these are, well, this one's been damaged, of course, but we do have some inscriptions. 1797, it says on the bottom right, aged. Can't see the age. 12 days? Baby, perhaps? There's a really unusual feature on the other side of the cemetery here that I want to get to. We saw it as we were walking alongside. There's a horizontal one that actually has some inscription on it. Let's see, 1809. It's hard to make out exactly what it says. A wet day today. This is Monday. The rain's coming down again. Again, this is pretty much in the middle of the city also. This is at the very end. Boston Commons is up that way. Boston Common, that's a large open area or park area in Boston. Now this I thought was very unusual. I saw this from the other side of the fence over there. I'm going to try to get down in here. It appears that these could be burials here, underneath the actual street. In there, you see you have the name up here. Looks like J. Shepherd, B. You can't make out that last name. Looks like 1800. All along here. So there's another one there. Lemuel Hayward, number 77. Yeah, that's a tomb it looks like there. And you have these stones jutting out here. I don't know if that's for support. But this is what it was very interesting. We have this raised portion right here in the middle. If you walk around here, you can see there are doors, which I'm assuming leads to a crypt all along here. And there are names up here. That's all worn off there. This one says Gore 29. Doors are pretty much rusted shut. You wouldn't be able to open them anyway because the earth is kind of sloped to the bottom of the doors. That one says number 24 Godman on it. Very interesting. There's a ramp on the end of this that we'll walk up. We can walk up on the top there. Number 21 it says there. I can't make out the name. As you can see, it's all the way down there. Now there are actually, oh, this is interesting here. I see names here too. Could these be burials underneath the street? Might be. You can see the bricks there. One time there was something there underneath. They built the street right over some of the graves, it looks like. Number 13 Fowl, it says there. All along here we have a, looks like a marker of some type up there. There might have been a statue on top of that at one time, which is now gone. And you can see we have a tombstone here you can see from the street side. This is a newer marker here. It says Noah Doggett, October 1777, August 9th, 1842. His wife is there. I believe there's an inscription on the other side of this too, which you can see from the street side. This is Doggett. I've never seen this before in a cemetery. You see there's tombstone, there's markers up there. Let's see if we can get on top of it. There, like I said, there is a ramp up here. These doors, I'm sure, will not, yeah, they're sealed shut. Can't move those. Not that I want to open it. See down here, I just noticed there's placards here on the ground. So if you have nothing up on the wall there, or it's worn off, you can have placards down here too. And we have a Boston Tea Party participant. I just noticed that. Look at that. Right there. I do remember that. I believe most of the participants from the Boston Tea Party are buried here. 1801. This is actually one of the more interesting cemeteries. Again, this one was relegated to mostly for artists. And you can see there was, I just noticed this here, that something was here at one time. You can see the logs here. I don't know whether that was something on top there. It looks like it may be just the way it's supposed to be. Let's take a walk up here on top. A little slippery, you gotta be careful. Ooh, it's very slippery actually. We'll walk on this rough portion. Ooh, almost went down. Okay, here we are on top. We have a placard over here. See the buildings of Boston there. A good portion of the cemetery is actually over there. You might have seen my previous video where I did the granary. That was a live feed, and after that I did the King's Chapel, which was the oldest cemetery here in Boston. You can see that there. marker there. There's nothing on it. Very unusual. I've never seen this before. And it looks like it's old. It's an original burial here. The way they have this raised up there is very unusual. Jeffrey Richardson. And here's where it ends. Boston Tea Party participant, right here. But our writing is too worn off to really read. You might be able to read it easier on the video, actually. Yeah, so I did read that most of them are buried here in this cemetery. We have tombstones facing in this direction here. We probably have more of those doors down here. We'll have, yeah, we do. I can see them. Let's see if I can get down, back off of here without slipping, because that ramp was extremely slippery. I'm going to stay on the sandpaper side here if I can. All right, here we go. All the way down, that's it. Woo. And I see another medallion up here. This is another Boston Tea Party participant. Not much by way of a marker. A couple pieces of slate there, but read the medallion there. Let's see what it says. Boston Tea Party participant. A lot of history here. You visit these cemeteries, you get a sort of a nice little taste of history. I see I could see 1796 there on that one. Age 2 years. Of course, we have old cemeteries back in Pennsylvania, but you really have to sort of look around and find these old tombstones. Here, they're just sort of concentrated in several areas here in Boston. You can visit them and see a lot of history. Now, this is an interesting one here. You can actually read it. The memory of Mr. George Robbins of Weatherfield in Connecticut, who died August 8th, 1798, aged 22. In the morning of life, he felt the extremes of fortune, tutored in the school of adversity. He knew how to compassionate the afflicted, far from the condolery of friends, far from the condolence of friends. He fell an early victim to the Boston epidemic. So this person died from the Boston epidemic. One friend mourned his exit while the tears of strangers watered his grave. What an interesting inscription. 1798. The Boston epidemic. Didn't realize that Boston had an epidemic, but apparently it did around the turn of the century. This is the kind of history you can find here in these cemeteries. I see another Boston Tea Party participant right here. There's the medallion right there. I'm sure I can read all of that. Looks like 1806 perhaps. Age 70 years. Again, we see the death's head here, so-called death's head. This one here is the wings, with the person's head. I've already seen a number of them with the skull and the wings. many of these tombstones you can actually read. 1809. Died September 4th, 1809. Age 30. Even along here, along the edge, you can see the tombstones. One that sticks up right here. I'd imagine they must have built, see this building here. This cemetery might have been larger, and when they built around it, they built on top of some of these graves, perhaps. Look at this one here. There was a large one here. Not sure if that had maybe a statue on top of it at one time. Can't read that writing. It's a little too faded. There's two of them kind of, they're back to back. One of them is broken off. Not sure what the story is with that one there. To give you a view of what it looks like here. Kind of walk over this way here. Boston is a beautiful city, folks. If you ever get a chance to come out this area, visit Boston. A lot of history here. We visited the Tea Party Museum yesterday. You know, we don't just visit cemeteries. We do other things. We visited the aquarium, which is very nice. Take a look down here. This is the very end of the Boston Commons. I want to say it's the southern end of the Boston Commons. I'm not sure of my bearings. I may be incorrect about that. Mr. Ed, is that Vansvar, who died September 20th, 1800, age 56. Some people might think it's a little morbid to visit these cemeteries and create these videos. And that's not why I do it. I do it because of the history. Like I mentioned before, there's a lot of history and you can actually learn a few things. Like I never knew there was an epidemic in Boston here around in front of the cemetery. I just learned that right now. Well, the rain's starting to pick up a little bit, so I'm going to sign off here. All right, folks, take care now, and be safe. Again, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that bell notification after you subscribe to the channel. That allows you to know that I've uploaded another video. Be safe, take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.